Alrighty, y'all. So obviously Mari came out, and I feel like with Mari, there's so much that we could do. Because she is just a general support, but one thing that she is going to be supporting more than other characters, is like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that she's going to pierce the characters who have a pierce effect more than if she was to, buff characters who don't have the pierce effect, right? And that's what we're gonna try today, but we're gonna try it today with a special someone. So actually, Zwei, I'm actually gonna have scope lock on probably because, I mean, I guess I don't need to. Right? But Zwei is also a pierce buffer, right? And quite the crazy one too, right? When you enter a full burst, all allies for one shot get a pierce damage buff of 15.55% at one shot, and then for 10 seconds it's 7.77% at level 5. Not only that, they all get a crit rate buff of 14.4% for 5 seconds when you enter a full burst, and then also here on her burst skill, all allies get a pierce damage buff again of 11.96% for 10 seconds. So there's a lot of pierce damage buff here and crit rate, and we're going to be running it with Snow White. Now Snow White, I do have overload gear on Snow White. I never use her, which is so funny, but Snow White, the thing about Snow White is that when you use her burst skill, she has the pierce effect. Full charge damage is 1000%. Her damage is 291% of final attack as damage, and she gives herself a 20% crit rate buff on top of, obviously, if we do, I guess when 30 normal attacks hits, like a normal attack hits 30 times, she gives herself an attack buff as well, right? They last 5 seconds, sure, but her charge time is only 5 seconds. If anything, I could give her I gave her the reload cube. I don't really need that. I could give her the charge speed cube to make it a bit faster so we actually get the buffs. But when it comes to Mari, we're also getting, again, once she hits the core, a pierce damage buff 41%. Crazy. And then we enter a burst skill, we're getting the attack damage buff, and then hopefully we are able to get her full focus skill up as well with Snow White. And then we also have Maxwell and Privity just for a bit more resistant charge speed and attack buff, right? What's it called? That's it right there for her. And then we get the attack buff here. That's really it, right? So this is the composition we're going with here. I guess in a sense I could put back reload. Yeah, I mean, I could put this back on. I don't need that necessarily. So let me like build the gear here. I don't really need gear on the Zwei, but let me do it. All right, so we're gonna go in here with no scope block just to see what it's looking like. I'm actually quite curious. Now the thing is, Snow White needs to crit. That's the one thing. Snow White needs to crit. If she does crit, then we're going to see how high she can go. Last time I actually tested this, we could pull it up after. I did a video, obviously, with just Zwei and Snow White when Zwei came out. But right now, I need to see. Okay, so before we go in, we're not in a full burst. We're in a full burst now. I'm sorry, Snow White. I know you're charging. But what does Snow White have exactly? Because the 10 seconds haven't passed. Right, I guess once she lets go of the shot, Mari should have this effect up, right? Mari should be giving her this effect, but she should have everything else. She should have Zwei's 1 bullet, she should have the 40%, the attack damage buff, pierce damage, a crit rate buff. She has herself the charge speed buff, attack buff, crit rate buff. Where's the other crit rate buff? There should be another one here. Where's her crit rate buff? Activates when attacking during full burst. I guess it's just there. What is this effect called? 7 doors. I don't see her crit rate buff, but I guess she just has it, right? Okay, it's fine. Anyways, let's see. It's when she's attacking anyways. Ooh, did she crit there? I don't think she crit there. I think we just got a core hit. But we didn't crit there. Let's try that again, but this time we're gonna need a crit. So the one thing is that when she lets go of the shot, the moment Snow White lets go of that shot, yeah, we will be having like, okay, wait, okay, so we will, okay, so now we let go. Okay, the shot, wait, what's she at right now? 2.3 million, sorry. And then we're not critting there, but we're getting the core hit, and she's just averagely hitting that, right? So I want to see what it looks like with a crit. That's the one thing. Now, we should, in fact, have a decent amount of crit. Both Zwei and, what's her name? Snow White give crit. So I'm kind of surprised that we're not getting the crit here. Here we go. Again, I don't want, okay, we're at 2.2 million. Come on, let's get a crit off. No crit. That's not a crit though. That's just a regular core hit. So what I'm gonna do now, okay, because I kind of got the idea of it. I'm gonna put on the shift lock. This is not a keyboard. I'm gonna put on the scope lock. I want to see, because with the scope lock, then she's going 10, 10, 10, right? So we're gonna have a lot more crit for her. We're gonna have a lot more crit for Zwei. We're gonna have a lot of crit. From Zwei, I mean, but we should have a lot more crit, and I'm not sure exactly why we're not getting this crit damage. But, or, okay, what's our crit right now? At 20, okay, 26% from her, and from Zwei, it is 18% for 5 seconds. I refuse to believe we do not get a crit off. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, 600k. Her damage is a lot less because it's scope lock. Let's see. 24 million. The only thing is we don't have crits, and we're not getting overload gear stats in that as well, but she's going to obviously pop off. Because let me show you guys the difference of if I was to like take off these two characters, right? Let's literally say I put in Litter, and let's say I put in this character, right? We're gonna put in Crown, and we're going to put in Litter. No scope lock, right? No scope lock. We're gonna put in Crown, and we're gonna put in Litter. Let me show you guys how much of a difference it is when you, what's it called, don't have these pierce damage buffers, right? Like, these pierce damage buffers are really, really strong, right? Because last time I compared Zwei to Litter with just damaging, the character who had the pierce damage or the pierce attack ended up actually doing more with Zwei than with Litter, right? Oh, but we crit there, you see? Even still, we crit there and it's still less, you see, right? We have Crown and we have Litter on. We don't have the attack damage buff from Crown because nobody here is healing. But we have both Litter and we have both Crown there. And again, literally because of the pierce buff, what's it called? We don't have the pierce damage buff. So we did less with Crown and Litter than with Mari and Zwei, right? So it makes me believe that the pierce damage buff is obviously just going to be better for pierce characters, obviously. But yeah, these characters, pierce damage buffing is no joke, right? Literally, we can go in there again. That was with that was with crit. That was with no crit, 28 million. With Litter and Crown, the exact same composition here, right? Same thing as just, hey, I'm trying to tell y'all, Pierce is no joke. Pierce is no joke. Now it makes me wonder, what's Red Hood? Because Red Hood has Pierce, right? So let's see Red Hood, right? Let's put in Zwei and Mari. I know this is no, Red Hood is gonna be another video. That's a whole other video. We're gonna put back Snow White, and I want to see if I can get the crit off. That's kind of like what I want to do. I want to get the crit off because obviously it's doable, but we're not getting it off, and that's what's kind of like playing with me right now. I want to get the crit off with the pierce, right? I want to get the crit off with the pierce, right? So let's see if we can do that. Hopefully we can. But we had no trouble doing it before, right? So come on. Okay, bop, bop. Okay, now she's, you know, go ahead. Come on. No crit, but still, it's way more than what it was with. It was more than the crit with Litter and Crown. And of course, it's just more than no crit with Litter and Crown, right? Zwei and Mari. Like, I know people are saying Mari's a better Crown, or I think they're saying like she's not a better Crown. I think I've seen one person say that, but I think people are saying that she's like a like, you know, in some situations she could, oh, we didn't get a crit there. She could be stronger than Crown in some situations, probably when it comes to pierce characters, obviously, right? But then again, you gotta remember that last run with Crown and Litter, I didn't have the attack damage buff of 20% from like her getting healed because we have no healer, right? So I just wanted to see if we could get this crit off. If not, then it is what it is, right? Oh, okay, we got it. And then there. So 45 million from the first burst skill with a crit, right? That's with a crit. And then obviously we can look at Maxwell too. Let's not get it twisted. Maxwell also has the pierce buff, right? Mine is only 6. Yeah, Maxwell also gets the pierce buff. So let's see what hers is looking like too. Let's not get it twisted now, y'all. Don't forget, Maxwell also has the pierce buff, and she's type advantage here as well. So Maxwell is at 6 million. and then drops all the way to 17 million. And then obviously you have your Snow White going crazy. Like, Snow White is not a bad character when it comes to bosses, right? I think I would run this composition when it came to bosses, right? Maybe I would not have Maxwell with this team. I don't know. We probably wouldn't, but let's just do one more burst rotation and see what it's looking like with, obviously. So we're at 63 million. No crit, but 31 million. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Like, honestly, if I get Mari, which I'm farming my gems for, I would probably start running Snow White personally, because I already have my Snow White built, right? And I like seeing this. I like seeing this. Like, I already was not using Snow White like that, because I really just see her as a bossing character, but I already have her built, and I have this godlike skin for her. Not only that, y'all, let's stop playing games for 2.2 seconds. I know this is like a crazy flex I'm about to do, but if we go to the arc and then we go to rankings, your boy has been obliterated with that cool skin. So your boy might start actually using Snow White once I get Mari. I might have to pity Mari, but I've been farming my gems up so I can summon for Ray or Mari, hopefully pull them, and then pity the other one, because I'm still missing 2 of the collab characters. But I do like it. I do like this little Pierce combo, Zwei, Snow White, Mari, and then the last 2 characters I'd probably work on a team there if I'm not going to keep, obviously, Privity and Maxwell, but they are pretty good Pierce damage buffers. So you guys let me know what you think about, you know, the Snow White taking over all the rankings of the game. This is a godlike skin. I'm not gonna lie, this was the best like skin I could have gotten for her. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys next one. I'm out. Bye.